All right now, y'all. We back for part 2. As promised. Went and had me a lovely lunch. I ain't gonna lie, I was petty. I didn't leave a tip because the girl made me mad because they didn't have no charo beans. So, and who likes refried beans? Yeah. So I said, well, give me a little cheese to put on these refried beans. She tried to charge me $3 for a big old massive plate of cheese, and I was like, I just need a little bit to sprinkle on my beans. I literally used like 5 strands of cheese, and had to pay for my cheese. So I ain't giving no tip because she didn't say, "Oh, baby, don't worry about it," and she would have got the customary $15 that I normally leave when I'm in and out of the restaurants. I had a cocktail, my food. I was in there for like 20 minutes and burnt off. So anyway, so we back like the first time. Is that how the saying go? So we're gonna get back into the Judge Joe Brown versus Dane and Chief Kathy and Dane Calloway versus Joseph Brown. So let me know when y'all get ready to get started. Let's make sure we in here and everything is visible. Excellent connection. That's what I like to hear. Excellent connection. That's what I like to hear. Okay, great. Everybody can hear me. I put her channel in the part 1. I definitely pin a link to her channel in this one as well. But let's go. As promised, like I said in the end of the last video, I want to double back a little bit and start focusing on the contradiction. And then we're going to ease on into this, what we call in the team that I'm not a part of, in my dream team, seeing in them the drill. Okay, and let's go.
You're up there in that world, sir, but you'll never feel what I felt.
I don't need to. I am motivated to do something about the black condition. In other words, black people.
And you could feel the steam roaring off of Dane Calloway because he's a traditional man. We all know he's been married for quite some time, and he's a traditional man. He's a protective man, so you could tell he already feels protective towards her, and that's really why he came in with such vigor. That's how I feel. Okay, let's go.
People need to move on from their current circumstances and actualize their potential.
You're indoctrinated, so it doesn't affect you. But me, on the other hand, it's the best feeling that I ever had in my life to learn.
Okay, be careful. The top lock not locked. No, it's not locked. So make sure I make sure you can get in the house before I left. All right, love you. I'm working. All right.
That
good for you.
Is my soil. That's all.
You hear that?
Well, good for you. If it works for you, I'm glad it does.
It made me care.
You hear the cynicalism?
It made me get the hell out of that Democratic Party. Wow!
Good for you.
That was the best thing I could do. And Trump, you might dislike him, but the man told the truth. They don't look like Indians to me. Huh. They don't look like Indians to Indians. And all the Indians are laughing.
So here's my question. So now you're saying that you're Choctaw, and that's what your grandmother and your great-grandmother pronounced themselves. Did they ever call themselves black?
Well, I'm black, too.
No, I mean, did they ever call themselves black?
Yes.
That's
my
a lie.
grandfather was very dark. He and one of his brothers, a great uncle of mine, murdered 2 white dads.
At the risk of sounding redundant, he didn't say that they look black. He said they identify as black. And then you're going to take these dark people. Now, remember, he's talking about really, really dark-skinned people when he says black. And we all know how that light-skinned superiority complex is. You know what I mean? So he wants to associate them with murder off the grip, right? Okay. I'm just seeing if y'all saw what I saw, heard what I heard, felt what I felt.
Deputy sheriffs because they suspected them of participating in the lynching of another brother.
But you know that has nothing to do with your skin complexion.
That decapitated his master and went off to Canada.
But you know that has nothing to do with your skin complexion. Like when a person says black, what are they referring to? Are they referring to their skin complexion?
It's a state of mind. It is a generic category that deals with an ethnic identity. It bespeaks cultural antecedents, shared experiences in this country, and an ancestry.
And it wasn't being used during your grandmother's time.
Is African.
It was that terminology wasn't being used during your grandmother's time. So how was she calling herself black? So you just contradicted yourself.
Excuse me.
No, excuse you.
I mean, you just contradicted yourself.
The term at the time was colored.
The term at the time was colored.
One of my great-grandmother that it got from, she was not that. She was 100% Choctaw. But she was allied with the colored folk, and she wound up donating 1/3 of the land that Lane College up in Jackson, Tennessee is built on today.
So now you're saying there's a difference between colored folk and Indian folk.
It's just what to succeed. Hey, man, dude, what's happening? Homie, homes, you know, it all refers to the same thing.
No, it don't.
It's a different word, but it's the same concept.
So why promote something that we didn't call ourselves?
We did.
We called ourselves that terminology?
1965, we were insisting that we be called black. Mainstream media caught up with it. We decided we wanted to be Afro-American. About 2 years later, mainstream media caught up with that. Then we went back to black.
But before the 60s, what were we calling ourselves?
We picked it. Young black folk in college, on the streets, in the community.
I agree.
We picked
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I said prior to that, what were we calling ourselves?
Well, my father and mother's generation, they decided they wanted to be called Negroes again.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So you mean to tell me that they will be
referred to when the Spanish were bringing importations from Africa? Sir Walter Raleigh and a few other ones.
I'm familiar with it.
Of Queen Elizabeth. They were pirating and they were seizing shiploads of the transportees and they were selling them for reduced prices.
So you're saying that by word of mouth they were saying that, not what was written?
Negroes.
By word of mouth, that's what they were saying?
Yeah, well, that's what they listed them in their advertisements.
Advertisements?
Copies still exist. So it doesn't make any difference. The Romans had a word for it too.
Okay, what you're saying is that it doesn't make any difference what the government decides to call us.
Not the government, what the people call you.
What people? Because you said that they were doing it by word of mouth.
The culture, what people call each other and call their opponents or those they don't like. It's xenophobia. It's an ancient human characteristic.
And you saying that your grandparents went through that?
For the different.
Your grandparents went through that?
What?
This same xenophobia that you just described.
Every human suffers from xenophobia. It's a human characteristic. Some of us overcome it.
Can you prove that?
No, you just have to be aware of it. Sometimes a self-experience is very illustrative of the point.
Okay. There's a few things that you mentioned where you contradicted yourself.
How? I didn't contradict
I'm about to explain it. I'm about to explain it.
You just didn't understand
it. That's not that. I do understand. You just didn't
understand it.
1 second. I do understand. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't
understand it, son.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm not your son. You're not my father. Get
that correct.
That's
a generic term again.
Yeah, but once again, don't use those generic terms. Let's be real with each other.
Because you don't like them.
It's not because...
There we go again.
No. Hold on.
No.
Once again, you're dancing. You gotta hear this. You cannot claim that you're Choctaw and black at the same time.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Black is a misnomer.
Yes, you can.
Black is a
misnomer.
Scotch, Irish.
And you know that for a fact because...
Okay, and just so we're all clear on what a misnomer is. Let's just verbalize misdirection, but let's get the... I definitely think I spelled that wrong. Oh, I spelled it right. Look at me. A wrong or inaccurate name or designation. Okay? So we understand black is a misnomer, meaning that black is a wrong and inaccurate depiction of the people that's indigenous here of Turtle Island.
with you being a judge,
Irish.
With you being a judge,
they do it.
With once you being a judge.
No, that's just from your particular belief situation. You don't abide by it, but I choose to do it. My choice.
Okay. All right. Okay. You don't like when other people correct you. You don't like to be corrected.
I am not kowtowing.
How can you be considered? How can you be considered?
Everybody else does that, or many do that. I'll be happy.
Yeah. 1 second. How can you be considered a leader and you're not open?
I'm a leader.
Hold on. I'm not even finished with my statement.
I don't get caught up in the sidetrack.
I'm not finished with my statement. I'm not finished with my statement. Allow me to finish a complete sentence with a period at the end. We're going to have an intelligent conversation because you know who I am. And you see why I came at you.
I have never
1 second. 1 second.
You heard of Dan Calloway.
1 second. 1 second.
Is your name Calloway?
Let me do the talking.
Who are you?
Let me do the talking.
Identify yourself. I'm Joe
I
Brown.
can explain that. I can explain that
when
I do the talking.
Answer the question.
Okay. You look, he don't want me to talk.
Who are you?
You know who I am. You and your corporate community know who I am, right?
I don't know you. Introduce
You don't
yourself.
know me? You also said that I'm a flat earther. Let me correct you. Where have you ever stated that?
Calloway.
When have I ever stated flat earth in my videos?
Proven to be that. You are shallow in your intellect. You
How?
Don't find
With you being a judge, you're supposed to be a lawyer before you became a judge. Where's your evidence?
You're the one that is advocating that black folk got brought over here $250,000
Where's your evidence of this flat earth theory that you're referring to?
Extraterrestrial aliens in spaceships.
Yep. You just yapping. That's all he doing.
Aliens?
Of course you can't.
You can't say nothing about no aliens.
Yeah. You're scared of me talking to you.
What did she say?
You're scared of me talking to you. Who sent you? Who sent you? Hold on, Sister Becky. Who sent you, Joe Brown? James. Who sent you, James? Who sent you, House Negro?
Because you are
Who sent you, House Negro? I didn't even. That's none of my statement. Where are you getting this from? Where are you getting this from? That is not my statement. Where are you getting this from? Who told you that? Who told you that? James.
To about 400 years.
Listen, son. Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that?
Stupid in your flat earth.
I'm gonna pop up on you. Just don't get it twisted. I'm gonna pop up on you face to face. You ain't gonna be able to run from me.
That's stupid.
Okay. You're making up all these lies, right? I don't even mention any of that. But you're making up all these lies, so that means somebody else is in your ear. Somebody else is in your ear. Who sent you? James. James.
What are you trying to
talk to me about? Look, James, your old ass. Who sent you? Who sent you?
Jim Jones.
Who sent you?
And you want others to drink.
Listen, son, when I'm talking to you, you listen to me. Who sent you? Who sent you?
You can't make me, fool.
Okay. That was a lot to us. He said, who sent you, House Negro? Agent of chaos, agent of misinformation, miseducation of the Negro personified. Who sent you? Like, he said something about a flat earth theory. Dan Calloway don't even talk about that. Aliens, we got here by extraterrestrials? No, he didn't say that. He said we were already here. Ships weren't invented during that time. They had sailboats, so it's impossible for them to have all gotten here, all the indigenous people that look like this to have gotten here by ship, when ships didn't exist during the time in which they said we were shipped here. He said on the first ship came those white folk, and he showed pictures of that great migration. Your sick, your poor, your tired, and your weary Europeans. Where did he get this flat earth theory from? That's not what Dane talks about. Extraterrestrials, UFOs? Child. How is he plagiarizing if he's giving us information that's already out there? That's not plagiarizing. That's teaching, right? If you're showing someone or what's that, presenting to someone a doctrine that's already been written in a way that they can impact all different 8 intelligences, isn't that teaching? Like, I'm not plagiarizing if I read this book and I went over this book with my audience. That's not plagiarizing. That's definitely teaching. If that's the case, every teacher and professor out there is plagiarizing. Right? Hello? How may I help you?
Who sent you?
You are ignorant.
Yeah, you go.
Uneducated.
You scared, huh? You scared, huh? That's all right. You don't want me to. But that's okay. I got you. That's okay. I got you. Your inner circle coming to me with all your information. Your inner circle, I'm going to let you know that. Your inner circle is coming to me with your information. I know where you at in Tennessee. I'm going to pop up on you.
Y'all know who what? You know what? He think he talking to Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh is the one that talks about the black woman is God and flat earth theory and aliens and the Trilixilian era. You know, back when he had those short locks. I think he's confusing him with Young Pharaoh. He's got to be. I'm trying to think of any other YouTube influencer that talks about aliens as it relates to black people. But come on.
Make sure that you still got the same bars that you got right now. I'm not afraid because you're a judge.
Are you threatening
that don't make no difference to me.
Threatening me? Bring it on.
You take it as a threat. Take it as a threat. What's going to happen? Exactly.
You are publishing it. You have challenged.
I care less.
You were talking about
you don't scare me. None of your folks scare me.
I will react accordingly.
Beware. You beware, son. You beware, son.
You are stupid.
Making yourself a lame on the internet. You've been a lame, straight goofy.
You been a lame, straight goofy. Is Dane Calloway from New York or something? Where is he from? I gotta look up where Dane Calloway from now. And she Chief Betty, she can't even gain control of these gentlemen. But he was hollering on the colleges listening to how he was talking to her. Let me see, where's Dane from? Owner and the founder. Surprised nobody made a Wikipedia about him. There we go. I just want to know where he's from. Somebody tell me where he's from in the comments. Let's get back to this here goofy.
Can't wait till you die, man. Most of y'all boule people need to die off anyway. And we're going to keep exposing you every single chance we get. Weak bastard.
You got a problem.
Yeah, okay.
Who told him how stupid you were?
I got a problem with what? Who sent you?
You are ignorant.
Yeah, you go. You scared, huh? You scared, huh? That's all right. You don't want me to. But that's okay. I got you. That's okay. I got you. Your inner circle coming to me with all your information. Your inner circle, I'm going to let you know that. Your inner circle is coming to me with your information. I know where you at in Tennessee. I'm going to pop up on you and make sure that you still got the same bars that you got right now. I'm not afraid because you're a judge.
Are you threatening
That don't make no difference to me.
Bring it on.
You take it as a threat. Take it as a threat. What's going to happen? Exactly.
You publishing it. You have challenged.
I care less.
You were talking about
you don't scare me. None of your folks scare me.
I will react accordingly.
Beware. You beware, son. You beware, son.
You are stupid.
Making yourself a lame on the internet. You've been a lame, straight goofy. I can't wait till you die, man. Most of y'all boule people need to die off anyway. And we're going to keep exposing you every single chance we get. Weak bastard.
You got a problem.
Yeah, okay. No, I got a problem with what? Look, you still lying. Native American ain't come up until the 1970s.
Oh, folks.
You still lying. Go ahead and say Native Americans was used before that. 1970s is when that term came about, right?
Yeah.
You know about the know-nothings?
What do you call yourself?
You know about the know-nothings? Yeah. Yeah, look at you. You still think I'm talking about aliens in space. You doing that purposely.
You got brought over
Who
here
told
by
you that?
ET aliens.
Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that I say that?
You
no,
did.
I don't say
you
that.
Did.
I don't
How
say
did Black
that.
Americans get over to Africa 250,000 years ago? You tell us.
All right, let me tell you.
Yeah.
There was nobody. It was nobody in West Africa during that time period. You know why? Because the U.S. government had to buy that land from the French, correct?
250,000 years ago?
You heard what I said?
What kind of fuck?
You should know this. You should know this. That U.S. government bought lands from the French, correct? That West Coast, West Africa, correct? Am I right or wrong?
No, you're wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong. Please prove to me that I'm wrong.
To North America.
You know this is on blast, right?
How did they get to North America?
How did who get to North America?
Black folk get from Africa to North America.
You tell me.
No,
tell me.
You're the one that's
no. You're the one that said I'm talking about aliens.
Oh, I gotta change my call. I'm gonna send some money.
You got the information, right?
Oh, I know what went on.
You know about the American Colonization Society? Have you ever heard of them before?
Yes, I have heard of them.
What year was that?
One that went back to Liberia. Go ahead.
Okay. They went to Liberia when?
About the 1820s, 1830s.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
And that's not us coming to Africa?
That's going back.
That's going back. So when did we get here? What year was that?
Probably
Africa during that time period. You know why? Because the U.S. government had to buy. You're assuming. You don't know.
No, I'm assuming it's scientific.
You don't know.
Scientifically supported. You know
look, scientifically, right.
You
I
ever
know what science
taken
is.
Science, technology, engineering,
you know what that
and math?
is? You know what that is?
You
It's called indoctrination. It's called indoctrination.
Science, technology,
it's called indoctrination. I'm answering your question.
Paleontology,
I'm answering your question.
Or are you just believing in
I'm answering your question.
Spaceships.
I'm answering your question. Hold on. One second. One second. Hold up. Don't try to skip that. No.
Stop dancing. Over here
Stop dancing.
Years ago.
Stop dancing.
That would be wrong.
Yeah.
That would be
you
wrong.
heard what I said. Look, he don't like when I correct him.
Yes or
he don't
no.
like that.
Yes,
he don't know nothing about what he's talking about.
Who sent you?
Who sent you?
Punk ass pussy.
I bet you won't say it in my face.
I'll say it to your face.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up, but watch. I know where you at in Tennessee, James. Stop playing with me. I am. No, I don't gotta find you. I know exactly where you live at.
Don't threaten him.
I don't care about this pussy
you
nigga.
Got a good game.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Everybody
fuck him. He know what it is. Yeah, okay. Him and his whole culprit. I'm about to get all of y'all. You know that, right? And you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. Matter of fact, you about to die like 2 or 3 years anyway.
You tried to report us.
You the one that took your vaccine, right?
Hello.
Can't wait till you die, man. Most of y'all boule people need to die off anyway.
What he said?
And we're gonna keep exposing you. Probably. That's an assumption.
By North America.
You know this is on blast, right?
How did they get to North America?
How did who get to North America?
Black folk get from Africa to North America.
That's what I want to hear.
You tell me.
No,
tell me.
You're the one that's
no. You're the one that said I'm talking about aliens and look. You tell me. You got the information, right?
Oh, I know what went on.
You know about the American Colonization Society? Have you ever heard of them before?
Yes, I have heard of them.
What year was that?
One that went back to Liberia. Go ahead.
Okay. They went to Liberia when?
About the 1820s, 1830s.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Okay, now if I'm not mistaken, the American Colonization Society is when I think Monroe. I forgot which president it was when they went, and isn't that when they created Sierra Leone and all that there, and trying to get the indigenous people here to ship them over to Africa with the other people that look like us? Isn't that what that is? We'll have to look it up. We'll have to do a video. Put a pin in that. Let me get my pen. We're going to put a pin in that. The American Colonization Society. That's what I want. That's what I went back to here. Y'all taking notes because I am.
And that's not us coming to Africa?
That's going back.
That's going back. So when did we get here? What year was that?
Probably some drifted over a long time ago.
Probably.
Caught up in a storm.
That's an assumption.
By
probably is an assumption.
Transport.
Probably is an assumption. Probably. Probably is an assumption. You're assuming. You don't know.
Not assuming. It's scientific.
You don't know.
Scientifically supported. You know
it's probably scientifically supported.
I know what science is.
Science, technology, engineering,
you know what that is?
math?
You know what that is? It's called indoctrination. It's called indoctrination.
Science, technology,
it's called indoctrination.
It's definitely called indoctrination. Let's look that definition up. Because he can't explain why he knows what he knows or where he's gotten it from, but he believes it wholeheartedly. So Judge Joe Brown is definitely indoctrinated. I mean, he spent what? 12, 16, 19 to 20 years in the education system. Indoctrination. A rate to or denoting that says endocrine. I was wondering why it looked different. Here we go. I must put E in. Okay, the process of teaching a person or a group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Now, the key term here is uncritically. That means without you thinking. Without a shadow of a doubt, you believe this. This is where cognitive dissonance comes from. Okay? Let's look that up real quick and then we'll get back up to it. A state of having an inconsistent thought, belief, or attitude, especially or related to the behavior decisions and attitude change. You see, the way it correlates to indoctrination, is this hair hanging off my head? Indoctrination is because you accepted something uncritically. Therefore, it affects your thoughts, your beliefs, and your attitude and your behavior towards certain things. Even though it's inconsistent, in your subconscious, you have to be knowing that this is a state of inconsistent thoughts, because a lie is never going to sit well in your spirit, in your aura. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get back to this epicness. Thank you, Chief Betty.
Answering your question.
Paleontology,
I'm answering your question.
Or are you just believing in
I'm answering your question.
Spaceships.
I'm answering your question. Hold on. One second. One second. Hold up. Don't try to skip that.
No. Yeah. Y'all know it. Y'all remember when Cat Williams told Wanda? No. No. If y'all know what I'm talking about, go back and look at that Cat Williams video where he was going off on Wanda. He said, no. Come on, your Nord fingers. Okay.
Years ago, that would be wrong.
Yeah.
That would be wrong.
You heard what I said. Look, he don't like when I correct him.
Yes or
he don't
no.
like that.
Yes
he don't know nothing
no.
about what he's talking about.
Who
sent you?
Me, punk.
Who sent you?
Punk ass pussy.
I bet you won't say it in my face.
I'll say it to your face.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up, but watch. I know where you at in Tennessee, James. Stop playing with me. I am. No, I don't gotta find you. I know exactly where you live at.
Don't threaten him.
I don't care about this pussy
you
nigga.
Got a good game.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Everybody
fuck him. He know what it is.
You just punk out.
Yeah, okay. Him and his whole culprit. I'm about to get all of y'all. You know that, right? And you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. Matter of fact,
Mimi Brown Hush, show some respect. Fuck him.
You the one that took your vaccine, right?
Turn us into the Twitter police.
You the one that took a vaccine, right?
Yes,
and you telling all our people to take vaccines and they dying. Yes. Meanwhile, you ain't got no answers on that. You probably voted for Joe Brown, didn't you? I mean, Joe Biden, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. No. You a jackass. You was for Trump.
If you listen to me,
were you for Trump?
Found out that
you were for Trump. I'm asking a question. Were you for Trump? Did you vote for Trump?
About Negroes and animals.
Hold on. Did you vote for Trump?
Watch
this. Watch this. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
You voted for Trump? We know we got audio saying that you voted for Joe Biden, right?
Yes.
We got audio. So you contradicting yourself again.
Find that anyway.
James. Come on, James.
I never said I voted for.
All right, I got
Yes, he did. Y'all, bro. Y'all look, I don't know how to edit. I'm teaching myself how to edit. Y'all know goddamn well he said that he voted for Biden. Shit, hold on. He voted for Biden when he was on Kwame Brown channel.
You're a damn liar if you say that.
Mm-hmm. You know you voted for Biden. You working for the Biden administration still to this day.
You're a goddamn liar.
Is that who sent you?
Fool.
Is that who sent you?
Now everybody knows
who you work for. Who you work for? Who you work for, James? Who you work for, James? Who do you work for?
No, I don't. I'm retired. I'm a multimillionaire, fool. I don't need to work.
You a multimillionaire.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The last show that came out was 2013, and they don't even do reruns of your show. Boy, you ain't no millionaire.
They got it on every goddamn new television you buy. They bought the thing at a great deal. Please state the company that's re-airing it so we can have that live, please. Well, you got to buy a new TV. I don't think you can
I got to buy a new TV.
Anyway, I'm a multimillionaire retired. So damn fool, what you got to say about that?
You got cut. You ain't retired. You got cut and replaced.
I got 15 years and I
got replaced.
I wasn't working with this gay shit.
They was finished dealing with you and you got replaced. That's what happened.
By who?
Who you think replaced you? The one that always had a better show than you, right?
Nobody.
So Judy
I was
ain't
number
replaced
one
you?
and number two syndicated show.
And Mathis ain't replaced you?
Wheel of Fortune. So what
James,
you got to say with that?
James,
is a
Mathis ain't replaced you? James, Mathis ain't replaced you?
CEO for CBS.
Mathis ain't replaced you?
Mathis didn't replace me.
He ain't replaced you? Watch, he did in his spellers. Watch this.
When I left, he was at 152.
When you left,
alternating between one
when you got replaced,
CBS and Judy. CBS had me and Judy.
You wasn't even higher than Judy. Boy, stop playing.
I was sometimes.
Nobody was watching your ass talking all day long.
Oh,
you was boring. He was boring. That's why they cut you after 7 years.
That's why you got all this bullshit.
That's why they cut you after 7 years.
You got a problem.
You didn't even fill your whole contract out. That's how I know you're not a millionaire.
Your mama raised.
In fact, you ain't even make $300,000 last year.
Like a white boy. Pork chops. You
talk all that trash you want behind the bench, but keep in mind you ain't behind no bench right now.
Yes.
I hear you. I hear you. Let's see what happened when I pull up with your old ass.
Why don't you admit that you've been advocating that aliens brought black
I never stated that.
Spaceship.
I never stated that. This how you know this nigga got sent. I never stated that. I never stated that. Never stated that. You actually made that up, right? Or somebody told you. Who told you that?
I read it.
You read it where?
Some shit you put out.
Some shit where?
Some of the ignorant shit
look
you put
at
out.
Look, he dancing.
Okay, how black folk get over here?
No. I thought you said you knew.
How they get over here?
No. You said I wrote that. Tell me where it came from.
Most of the black people in this country
you
now
such a judge. You such a judge and you a lawyer. Where you get that from? You supposed to be pulling up the... Where's the discovery of that? What's the discovery of that? Where's your discovery of that? Huh? You quiet now, ain't you? I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. My great-grandfather he got brought over on one officially after the slave trade was over, but I read it.
You full of shit.
No, I'm not full of it. You are.
That's why everybody calling your ass out. You full of shit.
Nobody's calling
you out. Everybody's calling you out. Oh, for real? Don't worry about it.
Your illiterate,
all right, so nobody want me. Nobody want me, but your views is at 26K,
run your
right?
home from school, didn't they?
Say what again? What you say?
They ran
Say it
your
again.
punk ass home from school, didn't they?
Who was they?
Kids that went to school.
Kids that went to what school did I go to?
I don't know, but you look like wherever
so you talking out of your ass once again. You don't know what you're talking about, right?
Oh yes,
you just scared because somebody way more intelligent than you came up to address your ass, right? I would have told this to you even if you was a judge in Hollywood.
I wasn't a judge.
I wouldn't be scared of you. I'm not afraid of you. You ain't shit to me.
Fool is a state judge.
Yeah, Who was the state judge? You? Go ahead and lie. You was the state judge?
State of Tennessee.
State of Tennessee for how long?
I got elected to 16
I
years
said for how
term,
long?
fool.
I said for how long?
12.
Go ahead and lie. You know you on public record. Go ahead and lie.
10 years, fool. I was
You
the
had
lowest
10 years?
first judge in Tennessee.
Okay.
Last judge on the Martin Luther King, James Earl Ray matter. I had a distinguished trial career. I got the youngest person in the whole world on death row off. Got a unanimous acquittal by the Arkansas Supreme Court in the stay of execution 23 minutes before
As a judge or a lawyer?
when he was 15
As a judge or as a judge or a
I was
lawyer?
the public defender for the
Yo, you
city
was a
of Memphis.
public
I was in
defender.
private
Listen to this
practice.
thing.
He went from a judge to a public defender because judges don't get nobody off. They make rulings. Okay, y'all. I ain't gonna press pause no more. I just want us to laugh together because he's reading the fuck out this man.
I'm telling you.
She left her ass off.
Look at them. Look. The state, you was being paid by the state to get somebody off.
Paid by the state. I was
A
being
public
paid by
defender
my
get paid
client.
by the state. A public defender get paid by the state. Go ahead and lie.
40 years ago.
Go ahead and lie.
45 years ago.
Look, now he said it's 45.
She laughed so hard she had to put her emoji up.
Shit.
Public defender.
Oh my God, bruh.
That is a part.
All right. Okay, James. Okay, James. Okay. Woo.
Yeah, you ain't smart.
All right,
enough.
man.
What
I'm gonna make sure I
degrees
leave.
do you
I'm gonna
have,
make sure I leave flowers on your grave. Okay.
What degrees you
I'm
got?
gonna make sure I leave flowers on your grave.
You
Okay.
ain't done shit. You
Matter of fact, I'm leaving flowers on your grave right now.
You're
I'm leaving the
running your
flowers on your
mouth
grave right now.
You're talking
How about that?
smack. You ain't
Who
done a
sent
damn
you?
thing.
Who sent you? You need to answer that question. Who sent you?
God and me.
God. Who's your God? You still worshiping that Greek God?
No.
No.
Wow.
Oh. You know you're not supposed to say that.
I did.
You got balls now.
How about
Okay.
the
He said what?
Don't try to change the subject. Hold on.
Dipshit motherfucker. Your punk ass mama
James.
didn't raise you
Hold
right,
on,
but you
James.
got
Flowers on your grave. Okay.
what degrees you got?
I'm gonna make sure I leave flowers on your grave.
You
Okay.
ain't done.
Right now.
You're talking
How about that?
smack. You ain't
Who
done a
sent
damn
you?
thing.
Who sent you? You need to answer that question. Who sent you?
God and me.
God. Who's your God? You still worshiping that Greek God?
No.
No.
Wow.
Oh. You know you're not supposed to say that.
I did.
You got balls now.
How about the
Okay.
aliens, punk?
Don't try to change the
How about the
subject. No. Don't try to change the subject. Hold on.
Dipshit
Hold
motherfucker.
on.
Your punk
Hold
ass
on,
mama
James.
didn't raise you
Hold
right,
on,
but you
James.
got no manhood. You can't
James.
deal with your
Hold up,
ancestors,
James.
so you gotta
Man up,
invent
James.
something.
Man up,
You gotta
James.
invent something.
Man
Play
up,
that
James.
bullshit where you
Yo,
try to
slip and
go
show
out
it,
and
James.
No,
Man
Yo,
up,
slip and
James.
show it.
Who's your Greek God, James? Who's your Greek God? You better not lie, because you know they listening. Go ahead.
I don't have a Greek God.
You ain't got no
damn
Greek
fool.
God?
I don't have a Greek God, you damn fool.
So you not up under a culprit? You not a member of a culprit?
Nope.
You not?
Nope.
You all right? Okay. You know what's going to happen to you, right?
It ain't a Greek. No.
Okay.
Got nothing to do with Greek.
So you Alpha Phi Alpha, right?
Yes.
Yes. So who's your Greek
Masonic
God?
too, fool. They
You
wouldn't let
Masonic?
you
I
in.
know you're a Mason. I know. And you gonna say you're not a member of those culprits?
That's irrelevant.
You're not?
I stated
You're not a member. You're a Mason. What's your degree? What's your degree?
they were fighting to marry white
What
women.
degree
You don't
Mason are
know. You can't ask.
Boy,
Since
come
they got off the
on.
plantation.
You
Come on.
don't know. You Can't ask.
Oh, come on now. You want to go by that slogan? Come on. You was just talking all this shit. You can't go far? You scared? What degree are you? Come on. Say it.
Come
on, say it.
He run a spy.
I know you a Shriner, but what degree are you? Come on.
I got to at least the 16th level, which
you
means
passed the
Royal
16th.
Archmason. And then
But what degree are you now? What degree are you now?
Active.
I know.
Royal
so what
Archmason.
degree? What degree?
That's 16.
You can't say it, huh? No, you passed 16. Come on, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
That's what I'm active in.
Don't lie to me. Come on, bro. Come on. You know you. What degree are you at? Come on.
Goddamn business.
Come on, James. Come on, James. Why you so scared? You so scared. Why? Why you so scared of this? Yes, you are. Because you know they gonna come after your ass. Sister Becky, don't take this down. You hear me, sister? Don't take this down. I need this. I need this. I know you hiding. Who sent you? James. Who sent you, James?
Who's James?
That's your real name.
That's not my name.
That's not your name?
No,
you didn't change it to Joseph? You didn't change it to Joseph? Uh-oh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now you know I know a lot more than you think, right?
You don't know.
I told you don't play with me. I told you don't play with me.
I feel sorry for your
all right, James.
Ignorance. Look
okay,
here.
James.
You threatened me.
What's your degree?
You do me some harm.
What's your degree?
You threatened to come to Tennessee.
What's your degree?
But I'm here.
What's your degree?
We don't have retreat.
Listen, I got attorneys on deck. I got attorneys on deck. I'm not afraid of you clowns.
See me.
I am going to come see you. Trust me. I'm going to come see you. Look, now you crying. Now you crying, huh? Now you crying, huh?
Hey, give me a minute. Hey, you guys. Judge Joe Brown. Dane's harmless. He would never harm you.
No. Don't say that. No. Please don't say that. No, don't say that. I'm not afraid of these clowns. Don't say that. You know why I got proof of what you were doing too. Don't get it twisted. Everything I did with y'all was recorded. I got proof too. We can go.
That's fine.
And I got money also. You claim that you're a millionaire. We can see how much money you got in court, right?
On your ass right now for violating copyright.
I'm sorry. Who?
You got to copy everybody.
Wait, who? Yeah. I'm listening. Who was it again?
Me. I just told you to bring it on. I'm here.
I can't hear you. Who is it again?
I will kick your ass.
Who?
Got to copy everybody.
Wait, who?
Yeah.
I'm listening. To a millionaire, we can see how much money you got in court, right?
On your ass right now for
Who?
I got proof too. We can go.
That's fine.
And I got money also. You claim that you're a millionaire. We can see how much money you got in court, right?
On your ass right now for violating
The real who?
I'm fine. And I got money also. You claim that you're a millionaire. We can see how much money you got in court, right?
On your ass right now.
The real Dane.
I'm sorry. Who?
You got to copy everybody.
Wait, who?
Yeah.
I'm listening. Who was it again?
Me. I just told you to bring it on. I'm here.
I can't hear you. Who was it again?
I will kick your ass.
Who? Oh, okay. All right. Or worse. What's that worst part?
Whatever you raise it to the level of.
Now you try to change it again, James.
When a person is assaulted by another.
Okay, so look. So what degree Mason are you? What degree Mason are you?
I said I am active as a 16th degree Mason. That's Royal Archmason.
I know what that is, and I know you lying because you higher than that. Why? Because they wouldn't send you to me. They wouldn't send you to me. Who sent you? Come on, man. Who sent you?
Nobody sent me to you.
Hey, look, I'll send you $100,000 right now. Right now, PayPal. I will send you $100,000 right now, PayPal. If you tell me who sent you. Who sent you? I will. That $100,000 will protect you. I can move you to a totally different house.
Joining everything. See all that?
How much you need to protect me? How much you want?
I don't need anybody to protect me.
All right, man. I need you to tell me who sent you. Why can't you tell me that?
Sent me.
You better protect black women, Dane. I bet he won't go on no other woman panels with no giant attitude.
There you go again.
On your plane.
There you go again. All right, man. All right. Whatever, man.
Get over here.
Whatever, man. He got to protect this culprit, man.
Get to North and South
He got to protect this culprit. He got to protect him. Look.
I don't have to protect anybody.
Yes, you do.
See, don't come up with that amateur psychological bullshit.
I didn't come up with that. You the one that said it.
Nobody protected me. My mission is to disabuse people who might get in your trap and get that Jim Jones Kool-Aid shit you're trying to see. How much you get from your YouTube activities you getting to pimp the people?
You just told your agenda.
Hold on, what he said? Stop
so now we know that you got sense.
Get from your YouTube
he just told his agenda.
You getting to pimp the people.
You just.
He said he watching his YouTube activity.
That Jim Jones Kool-Aid who might. Nobody protected me. My mission is to disabuse people who might get in your trap and get that Jim Jones Kool-Aid shit you're trying to see.
My mission.
He just told his agenda.
You getting to pimp the people.
You just told your agenda.
So his agenda, you heard him. He said, "My mission is to misamuse the people." What did he say? Misabuse the people. I couldn't tell, his dictionary is not quite clear. I was like, so basically, he said his mission is to steer your core audience back towards them being African and not indigenous. And the Jim Jones Kool-Aid that he's referring to must be the truth.
So now we know that you got sent. So who sent you?
Nobody sent me. I just told you what it was, to protect people.
Oh my God, bro! I can't believe you. You swear to God. You swear to God you for the community. This is Sister Becky. Please
how much are you getting for
your as soon as it's finished? You understand? I need this. I'm not kidding. I need that. Okay. I need that. Hit the. No, call me immediately. I need to enlist this. So he can't grab
you're gonna try to go edit that out and play it.
I don't gotta edit nothing. You said it verbatim. I don't gotta edit nothing.
Objective. Nobody paid me. Nobody sent me. Is to make sure black people get where they need to be, which is
here
free.
You go with the
and
black
part
people.
of getting free is not getting caught up in any bullshit from pimps like you.
That's what it's about. I mean, he calling me a pimp.
She had to jump. She said, "Dane's a pimp." Now Tariq Nasheed is a pimp. All the people he chill with is pimps. Kwame, Tariq Nasheed. Them the pimps of the people. I don't see how Angela Stan got hooked up with those jokers.
Oh man, I'm a pimp.
You're a hustler.
I'm a hustler.
You're trying to mooch off the movement.
Shit,
that's
man.
what you're doing. You've been around.
Let me go
like
get
you've been around for a long time.
Let me go get the women that I got on the track right now. If I'm a pimp, let me go get them and make sure they collect my money. I can. Oh, okay.
Like Jim Jones.
Like Jim Jones. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you trying to get them to drink the Kool-Aid. And see, every idea you have, you can find from the crank UFO white folk. See, that's what you're coming up on.
You too old for this, James. You too old for this, James.
Trafficking.
You too old for this.
Black folk didn't come from Africa. That's a lie. The slave ships were a lie.
Prove it.
Slave trade was a lie. What happened in this country was a lie. And you've got a mythology that you're trying to substitute.
Okay, so you know all about me.
Years ago,
you know all about me. Watch this.
Watch this.
Watch this. You know all about me, but yet in the beginning of this conversation, you told me you don't know who I am.
I don't know.
But you right now, you know all about me. Once again, another contradiction.
Never
yeah, you gonna meet me.
Glad I haven't. You don't.
You gonna meet me.
You going? Oh, you're threatening.
I'm gonna find out. You take it how you want it. I'm not afraid of you. I got money also. I'm not afraid of you. Take it how you want it.
I thought you were man to man.
Yeah, man up then. Man up then. Stop lying.
Oh, see? On folks by diverting them from reality.
I'm not playing no civic game. Who told you that?
Real focused men, and you're trying to give them a myth that they're supposed to get caught up into, so you can be what I.
All right. So who told you that?
So the myth, I don't get was. So Joe Brown saying the myth is that we're indigenous and not. I mean, because like for y'all who are not familiar with him, let's go to Dane's page real quick because like I I don't understand what Joe talking about. And we just go over his last few titles. So y'all can see. See? The American Negro were replaced by Native Americans, 19th century, part 2. People signed regulatory regardless. Hidden American history, the untold story behind Martin Luther King's final speech, Martin Luther King's mother, Alberta Williams King, Dr. Donald Calloway, the Virgin Mary, the Descendant of Slaves, Kings and Queens, part 12. Oh, wait a minute. I feel say that don't sound like Dane. Now let me click on his and then go to videos. See, this is all he talk about. This is all he talk about. Ancestry. This brother been talking about ancestry for years. That's all he talk about. That's all you see. This is a good video. I heard him and Chingy. I like Chingy after watching that. That's all he talk about. Slave shift never existed. That's all he talk about. And this is one of my favorite. Even though I didn't watch it, I know that I did a paper on this back when I was in college. It was the transatlantic slave trade never existed. That was the title of my presentation. So like, there's no flat earth theory, no animals. No, I said animals. Yeah, no animals, no flat earth theory, no aliens. Like, Joe tripping. And we done been back a year already. And this is more the same. Okay, so anyway. I didn't know him and his wife had a channel. Okay, so let's go back. Just so y'all can see that Judge Joe Brown is tripping.
Who told you all of this information about me?
Tweeting.
Who told you all of this? Oh, so you've been watching.
That's what you've been tweeting.
That's what I've been tweeting. You've been
That's
watching.
what some people who you have
That's
had
what some people
with have contacted me. You said.
Who?
That's none of your goddamn business.
Oh, come on.
You wouldn't even tell me
you scared, man. And I'm the punk. I'm the punk. But I'm the punk.
Lightweight.
But I'm the punk. Oh, I'm just lightweight. So why y'all so worried about me?
I'm not worried about you.
You not. But they sent you. You still getting paid.
Irritant.
You still getting paid by them, right?
Brushed aside and exposed for what you are.
Like what? I'm still waiting for the exposure. What happened?
You're pushing
why you so quiet?
Myth.
I'm pushing a myth.
Black folks don't need any more myths.
Judge Joe, are you a flat earther? I believe in flat earth. Do you?
Am I what? He's a flat earther.
No, I'm a flat earther. I believe in flat earth.
Well, that's too bad.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry for people who don't know about stuff.
She lying.
Who are educated know in the 21st century.
You know what indoctrination is? You know what indoctrination is?
Judge Brown,
yeah, you're trying to do that to your followers who are really screwed up.
Woo!
They may not be punks, but you are. They just
you better watch your tone. You gotta know that we being recorded. You can't say that, James. Stop playing.
I believe
get caught up. Me James, punk.
Look, you don't want me to call you James?
Okay, what you do? Get probed on one of these flying saucers? That's what seems to happen.
Stop playing with me.
Took you up.
Stop playing with me. I don't go by.
Every time you got his James, I die.
I don't go by a stage name.
Sounds to me like you got probed, dude. But did your mama get probed first? That's how.
And now you bringing my mother in here. This ain't got nothing to do with my mother.
Did your mama just get alien probed and fertilized?
Oh, listen to him. Look, he's so mad because I keep calling him by his real name. Look at him.
My real name ain't James.
Look at him. That's why he's smiling right now.
You got a smiling. You smiling.
Look at you.
Because he gotta cover himself.
I'm not covering myself. I'm just looking at a disdainful idiot. I mean, I'm looking at an embarrassment. To hear a black man talk about UFOs is ridiculous.
No, I
deny that you said that.
I'm denying it right now. I never said that. Not one time. Not one time.
She bet needs some tea.
Not one time.
Baby, that throat is cracking.
I'm denying it. Not one time. No spaceships. I never talked about that. Okay. None. You got the wrong person, or you got the wrong person giving you the wrong information.
Okay, so there was no middle passage with slave ships?
That's something different.
There was no middle passage with the slave ships.
Listen to what I said. The slave ships was not real at all.
Okay, no slave ships. Okay.
None. I can prove that and have proved that.
You haven't proved that.
Oh, I proved it. Okay, so what is the slave ship? Hold on. What's the slave ship?
You can go to the records of the United States Navy, Royal Navy, Lloyd's of London, where they had
stop.
Payouts that they had to do for slave ships.
There's no such thing as a slave ship.
You have the testimony that was recorded from people that got brought on. Disregard all of that. You got
so is all this stuff in the National Library of Congress where he stated earlier, you could just get anything in there as long as you got a copyright and it's not tangible information? Oh, okay.
Let me get a word.
There were no slave ships.
Listen. It's called.
You listen to me. You don't have anything to say that is not just outright. So listen to a wise man. You might learn something and say this is personal embarrassment.
Hold on.
And don't threaten to come get me or get up in my face and do me some harm.
Hold on. It's called skiffs, wherries, rowboats, and cargo ships. Oh, and steamboats before the rowboat. I mean, after the rowboats. Then cargo ships. Yeah, steamboats.
You ever heard of Fulton?
I heard of Fulton,
came up with the steam-powered boat.
Okay, so tell me where the slave ships was created.
Slave trade
stop.
Steamboats brought African
Steve famous for this. Stop. When was the slave ships created? When was the slave ships created? Excuse me. When was the slave ships created? When was the slave ships created?
Slaves rode across the Atlantic.
When was the slave ships created? I'm waiting.
When were they created?
Yes.
Slave trade started back in the early
slave ships. You heard me. All right.
Okay, fine. I gave you a date. When do you suggest it start?
All right. Okay. All right. When we see each other, I really need. I know you're doing this for the camera, but when we see each other, and I am going to pop up on you. I'm going to pop up.
This was an ambush.
Listen, James. No, it's not. No, it's not, James. No, it's not. I'm giving you a listen. Hold on. God damn, this nigga talks so much. Hold up, man.
Not hold up. I want
listen.
Hold up.
Oh my God.
You can't make me
listen, bro. You love the way you sound, don't you? Huh? You're a narcissist. Are you a narcissist?
No, I'm not being a narcissist.
Okay, well, shut up then. Calm down. Just shut up. You talking out the side of your neck. You don't even know what you're talking about. Old and grumpy.
Don't try to manage
you old and grumpy. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Tell me what a slave ship. Who made the first slave ship? Tell me.
I don't know.
Exactly. So when was the slave ships? So when was the slave ships ever created?
What do you mean were they ever created?
When was the slave ships ever created?
And brought them and used them.
What did he just say? What'd you say?
Ordinary.
Hold on. What you just say? Say it again.
Small cargo ships. And they used them for human cargo.
Nah, that's not the only thing they used them for. That's not the only thing they used them for.
Designs changed from the 15th century all the way up till the beginning of the 19th.
Cargo ships wasn't. You lying right there. That's a lie. Cargo ships wasn't invented until the 1800s. See how you don't know what you're talking about?
Oh, you are goddamn folk.
All right, keep in mind, this is recorded. This is recorded.
You got to be crazy.
All right, this is recorded. All right, you sure about that?
Cargo ships were invented in the 1800s.
Now he's saying what I just said. All right, okay.
Okay,
so now,
that's what you said.
That's what I said.
I disagree with it.
Okay, prove.
How do you think the Romans carried cargo in their empire on cargo
sailboats?
They used sailboats. Crazy.
The Spanish did it. What do you think a Spanish galleon
1951.
Sailboats.
An English correct.
They used sailboats. Cargo ships didn't come about until the 1800s. Sailboats was being used.
Do you think they didn't have sailing vessels that were cargo ships?
They were not called cargo ships.
What the hell?
They were sailboats. They were merchant.
They were called riffs, skiffs, wherries, and rowboats. I just told you. You asked me, I gave you an answer.
This is absolutely appalling. You have absolutely no knowledge.
This is being recorded. This is being recorded. Just know that you know I'm going to use this, right? You know I'm going to use this, right? People going to see that you don't know what you're talking about. You ready for that?
Excuse me.
You ready for that?
There are enough black people that have been in the Navy to know you're really full of it if you're trying to say there's no such thing as a cargo ship until
I never said there's no such thing as a cargo ship. I didn't say that.
Well,
I said there's no
you
such
just
thing as a
said they
slave
were
ship.
invented in the 1800s.
The cargo ships were invented in the 1800s. Yes. There was no 15, 16, 1700 cargo ships. I just told you that. Look. That's how
you know
look,
what?
James, look, listen. No, hold up. Listen. When I pull up, we gonna talk because I need you to be real with me up front. Because I know somebody sent you. You seem like you okay, a genuine guy.
You sound to me like
hold up. Hold up.
Me
James, wait.
Folk that infiltrated black organizations back in the 1960s that tried to ruin them. You sound like the people at the FBI.
What you trying to say, Malcolm X? You talking about Malcolm X?
No, I'm not talking about Malcolm X.
So who you talking about?
Malcolm X was a great man.
All right, so who you talking about? Who you referring to?
I'm talking about people like you that the FBI sent to infiltrate black organizations and ruin.
Who were they?
I can name names.
I'm listening.
I don't choose to do so at this point in time.
I'm gonna pull up on you and see. I'm gonna pull up on you and see. We're gonna have a general conversation.
You got sent by the FBI or one other or another.
I got sent by the FBI? Are you kidding me?
To spread misinformation and
poison
amongst the black community. So you're trying to hold us down.
I'm trying to hold who down?
Of the people, dude.
I'm an enemy of what people?
The people, black people.
What people? Black people? Who said that?
I did.
You did? Who told you to say that?
I did.
Why?
I'm the boss in charge. I don't work for anybody.
That's cap. You know that. You know you lying. You know you lying. Where you live at right now? If you're not so scared.
I live in Memphis, Tennessee.
I know you do. And what house is that you in right now?
I'm not saying there are a lot of other people, but I'm listed.
Okay. We're going to have a conversation, James.
Yeah, I don't suggest you come by my house.
Okay. Well, I'll catch you at the gas station or something. It's not going to be nothing like that. I'm going to have a conversation with you or something.
Come up on me like that. That's not...
A gun doesn't scare me. A gun doesn't scare me.
That's not nice. Who said anything about a gun?
I can tell by your demeanor.
Who said anything about a gun, dude?
I'm telling you, a gun don't scare me.
Who said anything about a gun?
Well, I'm just letting you know. What else you gonna do? Throw your hands at me? You gonna throw your hands? Please don't say you gonna throw your hands. Don't do it. Don't embarrass yourself.
Look here.
We're gonna have a conversation. Me and you. We're gonna have a conversation offline.
We're gonna have a conversation.
I'm not unfamiliar with martial arts.
Okay. I was a black belt, 3 stripes.
I don't give a fuck about you being a black belt.
Okay.
Why are you cussing?
No. Let him cuss. This is how he do before he get his drink.
Oh, you look, man.
Look.
Nerve to try.
All right. I mean, you look. If you gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. If you gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Your punk ass wouldn't survive a few minutes trying to hang with
All right, we'll see.
You talk shit. You don't know nautical terms. You've been busted for plagiarism. Your education
plagiarism. He can't even say the word correctly.
Shit. You don't know what you're talking about. You have these ideas from others, and you're trying to bamboozle your people.
I have what?
Now, why don't you stop?
What are you talking about? What
bamboozle.
The fuck?
You do know what that means.
All right, man. Okay.
See, you trying to jack folk around.
We'll see.
You're trying to jack folk around. You're pussy. You're trying to get money.
Look, he can't even say pussy. Look at him.
Go sit on your ass on the couch, play vid games, and smoke a blunt or something. Is that what your recreation is?
Nah, I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke weed.
Me either.
I smoke straight tobacco, like my ancestors.
You smoke tobacco. Good for you.
Yeah, I chew tobacco too and spit it out.
Chew tobacco. That is some nasty goddamn shit.
No, it tastes good to me.
You be a tobacco chewing idiot.
Man, look, I am a tobacco chewer. I would admit that. I'm tobacco chewing. What's wrong with that?
That's some foul, nasty ass shit.
Come on.
You chew tobacco?
Look, yeah. I spit it right out.
You actually admit to chewing tobacco?
You goddamn right.
Man, how nasty can
Ain't
you
no
be?
shame in my game. Just like I'm pretty sure your grandfathers did the same thing.
No, neither one of them did.
Okay. Look like you used to smoke tobacco.
No, I never did that either.
Okay. You still drinking though, right?
I don't drink.
Oh, come on, James. I know you been. That's all right. I'm gonna bring you a mouthful.
I've drunk in life, yes. I drink wine and beer,
Wine and beer. I don't like beer. I don't like beer. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like beer.
Well, that's too damn bad.
I really don't like liquor neither.
Like somebody I'd drink a beer with at a bar if I was drinking.
I wouldn't drink no beer with. All right, that's okay. All right, I hear you. You sending me mixed messages. I hear you. I'm just letting you know. I hear you.
Phone calls, consistent messages. You a piece of lying, conning, bullshit.
I hear you. You gotta do that to keep. You gotta do that to keep your shit going. But when we offline, I'ma see.
Going.
Yes, you do.
Speak in another fashion.
Yes, you do. You're not even in your own house right now, bro. Come on, man.
That it is preposterous.
You're not even in your own house right now.
Dignify you with a response.
Watch this. You're not even in your home.
You're not. You're obviously.
You're not in your own house.
You are obviously.
You're not in your own house.
Possessed of wisdom, and
you're not in your own house.
Make it my business to expose your hustle, or have somebody do it.
Oh, it's your business to expose.
Yes. See, I'm for the people. You're not.
Who?
You're an enemy
for the
of the people.
What people are you for again? Who sent you again?
Black folk.
Black folk. What black folk sent you?
Obama.
No, not the Bush money.
Bush buddy.
I'm waiting for you to answer that question. Who sent you?
Black folk.
Man, why are you hiding them, man? Why are you hiding them?
Black folk.
Man, this is sad, bro. And you disguise it and say that you for the people, but yet you can't tell me who sent you.
Based on the fact that I'm an educated black man, an experienced black man, I have dealt with worldly affairs for a long time. I have certain experiences and wisdom that I have acquired. The fact that I am black and I'm a man dictates that there are certain obligations I have to black men, black women,
obligations,
and black families, and
certain
to the black
obligations.
community. And as part of that, and as part of the leadership, I have imposed.
Part of what leadership?
Black leadership.
Like who?
Oh, leadership is imposed. It's not.
Like who?
It imposes itself.
Who sent you?
It imposes himself.
I walk into a room. My presence is
ain't nobody gonna notice you from a can of paint.
They do.
Okay. The egghead, they might have mistaken you from Dr. Robotnik from Sonic.
It's been going on for a long time. It's called charisma, dude.
It's called charisma.
Yes, it is.
Spell charisma.
Stop
playing with me, James. Stop playing with me, James.
You spell it.
You know me and you could go back and forth like this all day long, but you gonna have a conversation with me. You gonna have a conversation with me, whether you like it or not. You gonna have a convo with me. Me and you gonna talk.
Let me ask you a question.
You're selling your people out, and I'm gonna call you out.
I've got a college degree and a doctorate degree from a major university.
And what that's supposed to mean? What that's supposed to mean? That makes you intelligent? Does a piece of paper make you intelligent?
Yes, it does.
No, by whose word? The white man again?
Most people that know me think I'm. And I'm intelligent by white.
Go back to the channel you came from.
What about you?
Like it, leave.
What about you?
Say it again.
I'm intelligent by white and black standards. What about you?
Same thing with me. No, that's why my videos are going viral.
You don't.
That's why my videos are going viral.
Man,
that's why you know about me, James.
Come on.
You know better than that, James.
Do that kind of research.
All right, me and you gonna talk.
Not welcome.
Me and you gonna talk.
I got told about you.
Me and you gonna talk. All right, me and you gonna talk. Just know that. We're gonna have a conversation.
As long as you do not understand.
James, calm down. Listen. I know you gotta have it back. I know you gotta have that back. Okay, you gotta have that back. Look, he's trying to change the subject again. Mm-hmm.
So that's so.
I didn't say it.
That is pathetic.
Hold on. Whoa. What you say? Say it again. I didn't say it. Say it again.
You see, when you asked me, how did it get over here? Who made the ships? I said they used cargo ships. And you said, oh, you went off into this. That didn't happen until the 1800s. That's the 19th century.
I didn't say. Okay, listen.
So, you don't even have any clue about the nautical circumstances that we're talking about, which is typical of.
Are you familiar with the ocean gyres? This is why you're not on my level. Okay, you won't ever be on my level. Do you know what that is?
Get you out.
No.
I'm sorry.
I know you don't, James. I know you don't. Oh my! We have 5 ocean gyres right now.
Which are?
Look, you don't know. No, I'm not gonna give you this information.
No,
I already put this out. I ain't gonna give it to you. It's alien shit.
Sorry,
I know you don't. I'm not gonna embarrass you right now. This not the time.
You can embarrass me. Go right ahead.
No, I'm not gonna do that because I see that you doing both sides. I see you. No, man, it's not worth it.
That's a little tactic.
It's not worth it.
Doesn't work. Go ahead.
Judge,
what are ocean gyres?
I don't gotta do that, man.
What are ocean gyres?
I'm above you. I don't gotta do that.
Gyres?
No, I mean, no. You don't want to know the history. Go ahead and say it, Judge.
Ocean
Go ahead.
gyres, what are they?
Google it.
No, I'm not Googling it.
Okay, all right. I can't tell you if I felt like it.
Yeah, well, strangely, you don't.
You want to have this conversation on my channel?
No.
Oh, look.
Why? You're trying to get legitimacy by having a public debate with somebody like me. So you're recording this on her show, and you're going to play it on YouTube. And basically, I'm not challenging you to prove that you're not a complete.
Hold on. I'm not going to make you look bad. I'm just going
to make me look bad.
I'm not going to challenge
me.
Wait. Hold on.
Bottom line
listen.
is I'm calling you an ignorant fool. You can call me that.
Okay,
but people will know the difference.
How am I ignorant and you don't know what the ocean gyres are? How am I ignorant and you don't know what the ocean gyres are?
It's a small thing, and frankly,
it's a major thing. What do you mean?
I've never heard of it. Now define what it is.
Okay.
Define it.
No. I don't want you to know how much I know.
Define it.
You're not going to know how much I know.
Well, I am getting it because your conversation's limited. We've been stuck on just trading insults.
Yeah, but you the one. Yeah, because you the one that want to do that. You the one that do that in order for you to brush stuff off. As I asked you who sent you. You still ain't answered the question.
Nobody. I told you, nobody has sent me. I bring myself.
You bring yourself.
Prophesize, touch me, verify that your existence deceive you not. Deceives you not. I could say that, but that would be very egotistical.
What degree Mason are you again? Let's for the record.
No, I've already answered that. You've asked and it's been answered.
Okay.
And
let me ask you a question.
If you want to become Masonic, then you need to go do what you have to.
No. Stop that.
Judge,
you can
Judge,
Stop that.
Judge, let me ask you a question.
If you can, I don't think they'd have you.
I wouldn't want them.
Judge, let me ask you a question. You said that
Go right ahead, ma'am.
You said you were Choctaw. Which side? Is it your mom side or dad?
My mom's.
Oh.
My mother's.
What area? Are you from Tennessee or?
No, I grew up in Los Angeles. I was born in Washington, D.C. She's from the Tennessee area.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. Wow.
Now,
By
mother
the way,
was born in 1917.
What about
Her mother
your dad,
was born in the 19th century.
What type of Indian is your dad? Is he Choctaw too, or?
He's not an Indian.
Oh, where is he from? Is he from United States or?
Kansas City.
Oh, from Kansas.
His father was one of Bishop Mason's first disciples and took the Church of God in Christ to Kansas City back in the 19th century, for what that's worth. My other grandfather was a physician. That's the one that, with his brother, killed 2 deputy sheriffs back in the 19th century for helping to lynch one of their brothers.
When you was a public defender, right?
They lynched one of his brothers?
No, he died in 1951.
You said that
I was alive. I was sitting on the side of his bed when he died. And I was the public defender for the city of Memphis. I represented a lot of black folk and got them justice.
Okay, as a public defender, right?
Are you? Is any of your family
working
part
for
of
the state?
Are you a part of
No,
the
I wasn't working for the state. I was working for the city of Memphis before they consolidated things. And in the interest of justice, I did what I had to do to get
for the justice system, not for the people.
Process.
Mm-hmm. For the justice system, not for the people.
For the people.
Okay.
Judge.
By the way, what the hell do you think happens when we get caught up in that criminal justice system?
Who's we?
Can you opt out of it? No, you can't. That's the answer. So who's going to defend them and make sure they get that due process of law?
It ain't going to be no public defender.
Yes, it is.
Shit.
Best record in Tennessee was the public defender in my courtroom. He's a judge now. He was there for 10 years.
Advice.
He had 64 serious felonies that went to trial in front of a jury. He got 61 not guilty verdicts, 1 mistrial, which was a deadlock jury on a first-degree murder case. When he retried the case, it wound up with a not guilty verdict.
Whatever y'all do,
61.
Whatever y'all do, don't go after no public defenders.
He got
don't fall for that.
Verdicts. Maximum sentence 1129 on misdemeanors. Previously, the minimum sentence with what they were charged with was 10 years. Okay. That's a perfect record. That was a part-time public defender. Public defenders are sometimes better than most private practitioners because they're over there all the time and they know the law well, and they don't just do it for money.
Hey, Judge, let me ask you this question.
This is being recorded.
This is concerning contract law. If a creditor contracts with someone and monthly payments are being made accurately and they report it to the credit bureau accurately as, being exceptional, and then 4 months later, 3 months later, they file breach of contract, can they do that? If the payments are still being made on time, once they accept the payments, that seals the contract.
You have to have a basis for the civil action, quote, breach of contract. So what is the basis they're relying upon? I can't give you legal advice because you have not retained me as your counsel, and I'm not practicing.
That is so cynical.
Generally, you have to prove the issues that come up with your allegations. If somebody is alleging breach of contract, they have to show an actual breach. Now, there may be a prior breach, but if they accepted further payments, then generally under American law, that means that they have acquiesced in your offer to modify the original contract, which is reflected by your continuing submission of payments. If there is any inappropriate reporting, if it's worth your time and the money and the effort.
The public defender ain't going to fight for that. Why would the public defender fight against the employer that that's employing them.
That's not public defender, fool. That's civil law.
So you wouldn't get a public defender in civil law.
No, you wouldn't. They used to have legal services programs that dealt with poverty law. They haven't had those in 40-some years. I used to be with a legal services program
for criminal law.
Way back when. We dealt with the law that impacted the impoverished who couldn't afford counsel for civil matters.
And then what happened?
I moved on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Someone from the audience asked Judge Joe Brown.
Out of Howard University for 2 years in the legal services program 50
he went
years
to
ago.
Okay.
All he doing is just rambling, y'all. I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down and get ready to start part 3.
Judge Joe Brown, audience question. We haven't had a chance for the audience to ask a question, so.
Okay, let's ask questions. Get dude off. I'm so sick of him and his flying saucer.
I ain't gonna tell you to get somebody out for him.
You want me out of here, huh?
They want to know how were the slaves able to survive on a cargo ship without oxygen, and there's
oxygen on a slave ship. It was not hermetically sealed. They were made out of wood. There were cracks, crevices, and there were holes, and there were hatches, and people could easily enough breathe. And actually, not easily enough, with some difficulty.
But if you're at the bottom of the ship and there's holes,
they're not going to put you down in the bilges.
Where would they put you?
From the hole up. That's not necessarily in the bilges. Usually down on the main deck.
Mm-hmm.
But how can a few white guys grab a bunch of strong? Now you're talking about Africans.
They had them chained up, and it is an embarrassing situation. A lot of times the slaves did revolt. They did a book about it, and they even wound up with a movie. It was called The Amistad Incident, when after the slave trade was over, some slaves rebelled and took over the slave ship and wound up in New York Harbor. Their lawyer,
and by the way, that book
had been president of the United States.
And that book was still listed in the fictional section right now.
Well, they fictionalized it, but there is a history of it. I went and studied. There are some interesting documents that had been filed in the New York Supreme Courts about it.
Like what? I would love to have that.
Well, go look it up. I'm going
to look it up.
Copy right now that I'm going to go pull out of a file and quote to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 35 years ago.
Okay. We hear you. You think people stupid?
Hell, my great-grandfather got brought over in 1812 after the slave trade was over. He wrote about it. I read that stuff.
After the slave trade was over, though?
Hell, I don't know what the goddamn name of the thing is. It's been 40 years since I read it.
Versus 35.
Would you read it from again? That same document, the Supreme Court of New York?
It was a handwritten journal my great-grandfather wrote personally.
Mm-hmm.
It was passed on to me along with the journal that my...
At first he said he don't know what book, go look it up. How the fuck he gonna look up his great-grandpa's journal?
Physician grandfather wrote and left to me. His lawyer, who was in his 90s, gave it to me when I was in my early 30s as a lawyer in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. No, not a lawyer, public defender. Don't forget.
No, that is a lawyer. You can't be a public defender without being a lawyer. I was a lawyer before I was the public defender. I was the boss. I was in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I did legal services, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. I was the first black prosecutor in the history of the city of Memphis, and then I ran the public defender's office, and then I went into private practice.
You couldn't have been the first.
One of my law partners became the public defender, and then my next law partner, after he died, behind some mess and some drug matters, dealing with a trial where a whole lot of people died.
So when did you become Masonic during that time period?
I became the public defender, and I trained the Capitol Defense Team for the public defender's office.
Okay. So when did you become Masonic? Was it that same time period?
Somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. That was was right before you became a public defender, right?
No, it wasn't.
It was after?
Yeah.
So that's how you got jumped up to a judge?
No, it wasn't.
Look, they said, which grandfather, the African or the Indian? He wrote in English.
Okay, so how was it? Like, when you became Masonic, who invited you?
Quite a few people. Because I was active in the community. I always did a lot of pro bono stuff.
So did they come to you by letter, or did they come to you in person?
In person.
Oh, so you got invited to one of those?
Yes.
Oh.
And I decided to go. And my late law partner had been Masonic.
You what partner? Say it again.
My late law partner had been Masonic. He wound up representing 2 defendants in a big drug case. There were 42 defendants, including some agents, police. It was interstate. Most of the detectives wound up dying mysteriously. Every single defendant had his case abated by death except the 2 I wound up representing. And all the lawyers got dead. Interesting stuff.
So when you got invited to become Masonic, like, did you have any idea what any of that means? Or
yes, I did, because my great uncle was Masonic.
Okay. So, I mean, that doesn't make sense. How are you still a 16-degree Mason right now, and you were in your 20s?
That's what I'm active in. That means I'm a Royal Arch Mason. That's the minimum you have to be to become a shrine.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So how are you still minimum? Yeah, look at him. Judge.
That's what I'm active as. And if you were Masonic, you'd know how that
I don't have to be Masonic to know.
So there's no point revealing any secrets.
I don't have to be Masonic to know. Are you Prince Hall?
No, you don't know.
Are you Prince Hall?
Yes, I am.
Okay, even worse. Lord have mercy. How are you leading our people and still a Prince Hall Mason right now?
If you're too stupid and ignorant to know the answer to that, then I'm not going to enlighten you.
I know what's going on. All right, that's why I said I need to talk to you in person. He backing himself up,
You have no clue as to what Masonry is about.
I know.
Otherwise, let's just put it this way. Masons built those pyramids you're talking about.
Were they black Europeans?
In Egypt.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, boy. Judge Joe Brown, I saw you do a video. It was hilarious to me. You on YouTube where they were questioning you about these Moors that were squatting and taking land and putting license plates on cars. Remember that video you did?
What now?
The Moors, right? They have created their own license plates and say they don't have to pay or have a driver's license.
Oh, that's not Moors. That's just the people, white and black, who claim that they are sovereign entities as individuals.
Yeah. And is that fake? I mean, do you know about the squatting?
Well, if you listen to that particular show, I gave an example. I told one of my deputies, Mr. Williams, see if your key works in that door. All right, if it does, take this defendant back there and lock him up, and we'll show him what his individual sovereignty amounts to in the face of governmental power or state power. I let him out after an hour or two. I said, now you have the idea. Now, you will answer to these charges, or you will be locked up and your bond will be revoked until they are disposed of one way or the other.
So what does the checkered floor mean?
What checkered floor?
So when you go, let me see how I can word this so you can word it correctly. You know what the checkered floor is. Black and white floor.
Yeah, I've been in places where they've had checkered floors. What about checkered floors? What's
Tell
that
me
got
what it
to
means.
do with anything other than
Come on. Tell me what it means.
Choice. Choice.
Stop
what are you talking about?
Stop it.
What
Tell me what it means. Okay, what does it symbolize? Because you guys deal in symbols all the time, right?
Are you talking about masonry?
Yes. What does it mean?
Absolutely nothing to do with masonry.
All right. So what does it stand for?
Nothing. I have no idea. Whatever
you don't got no idea.
It stands for. I've been in women's kitchens where they have checkerboard floors. So what does it stand for them?
This is
It doesn't stand for anything when it comes to masonry.
Okay. So what does it stand for?
Whatever in the hell the housewife wants it to stand for. When you walk into a department store and they've got a checker floored out. Whatever you want it to.
I like how he put. I mean, he's trained well. He got trained well.
For masonry.
He got trained very well.
I didn't get trained, fool. It has nothing to do with masonry. Now quit showing your ignorance. You know nothing about it.
I know nothing about it.
Tell. So anyway, I'm not even
see, he's saying it again. Look,
you haven't posed anything.
He's saying it again.
And your ignorance.
You know nothing about it. I know nothing about it.
Tell. So anyway, I'm not even
see, he's saying it again.
With masonry. Now quit showing your ignorance.
You know nothing about it. I know nothing about it.
Tell. So anyway,
those that know don't tell. Oh, so the checker floor do mean something. Because those that know don't tell.
He's saying it again. He has to say it. He has to say that after every statement.
No, I don't have to say that.
Yes, you do. You obligated. You obligated to say that.
Masonry has nothing to do with checkered floors.
Okay.
I don't know where you heard that.
I didn't tell you that.
There's more your mythology
you said that.
You seem to believe in.
Keep that in mind.
You seem to believe that as
Keep that in mind. I didn't say that not one time. I asked you what the checkered floor means. I didn't say did it have something to do with masonry.
I have no idea what in the hell it means. Why would anybody put a checkered floor in other than that they thought they wanted one?
Okay. So he gotta act ignorant.
Nobody's gotta act ignorant. That's just the truth of the matter. It has nothing to do with masonry.
Okay. So how did you become a 16-degree Mason? What was the steps you had to take?
Up.
What did you do? What did you have to do?
I learned what I had to learn.
All right, well, hold on. We don't have to go into that because I know that's going to get you really in trouble. So what happens is you do have to go through a process, though, right? Like in school.
Let me say this.
Okay. Without getting in trouble.
Technically.
Okay.
If you become a Mason, what the degrees are about is you become an apprentice.
Right.
Who carries bricks. You learn how to make them. You learn how to lay them.
Come on.
You learn how to lay them out. You learn how to draw plans. You learn how to lay the plans out. You eventually become somebody who can design and direct the building of monumental architecture. If you go all the way through it. Now,
so what is it that you have to go through?
That's basically it. Think about it. You've got pyramids and temples that need to be built back in antiquity. Who do you think learned how to build them and passed the knowledge on?
Ooh. That is I have to give you your props, Judge Joe Brown, on that one. That was a very outstanding and remarkable symbolic way to explain.
Well, I mean, there's no secret that's
he got on point finally.
We didn't say it was a secret.
Symbolic. And I didn't say it was a secret, but
we didn't say it was a secret.
I like how you explained it. It was very symbolic.
You getting a little up there in age now.
If you look at something masonry, you got a compass and a square on the cover of it.
What does that mean?
What do you think that stands for?
Tell us. Enlighten us.
I just told you.
No, you didn't. You just explained what it was. You just gave a description.
I told you. What do you use a square for and what do you use a compass for?
Tell us. Enlighten us.
Same thing you would if you had one now.
Okay.
Direction?
All right, I'm gonna leave him alone on that. It's gonna get him in trouble.
See, you want to talk about the secrets. The secrets are something else. They have to do with character, man. That's what it's about.
Let's get into it.
I'm not getting into it.
Why not?
If you want to learn, go pay the dues.
I gotta go pay the dues.
Information is like getting a college education. it cost you in time and money to get there.
I like that. Good.
So it cost you in time.
They told you to tell you that? They told you to say that?
It cost you. No, they didn't tell me to say that. I'm telling you that. It cost you in time and effort to become educated.
You think I would be a good Mason?
Let's see Arthur real quick.
The Eastern Star, which is a woman's affiliate of Masonry.
Who's Hobart Sidney Jarrett?
Don't know.
You don't know. Interesting.
I could never betray my people. That's something I just can't do.
But sister, if you want to,
I could never betray.
Sidney Jarrett.
Don't know.
You don't know. Interesting.
Hobart Sidney Jarrett.
I could never betray my people.
So he betrayed his people?
That's something I just can't do.
But sister, if you want to deal with Masonry, it's called Daughters of the Eastern Star.
Yeah, don't deal with Eastern Star.
I would never join that organization.
Don't deal with any of them.
I have a deep love for my people, and I want to be a leader where
Masonry has nothing against black folk.
Oh, they don't.
Masonry is not white.
No, I didn't say that, Judge.
You didn't say that neither.
Before the white folk even
I
got
never
a hold
said that,
of
Judge.
It came out of Egypt, China, India.
I'm from none of those countries.
Northern Africa.
I'm from none of those
spread to the Mediterranean.
I'm from none of those countries, sir.
And then the Middle East. So you've got Masons all over the world of all ethnic groups, all racial persuasions.
I believe you, sir. But what I'm saying is I could never join that type of organization or any other organization because I want to be that tribal chief where when I lay my head down to sleep, I can say, I never turned my back or deceived my people. I was always very
That's
loyal.
not turning your back on your people.
What is it?
I just can't do it.
What it is, by the way,
one of the reasons
it's kept secret is Masons have a brotherhood that is very, 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 very seldom violated, which means that you can talk things, about things, plan things that you can't do in the open air.
One of the
problems with the movement was that too often when you tried to discuss or plan something or get something done, there was an agent, an informant, a snitch, or somebody who was getting money to take you down.
So you can't talk about it outside of the corporate.
That's what makes
just confirmed that.
Fraternities and sororities.
He just confirmed that you can't talk about it outside of the
Black
corporate.
Greek social organizations, when actually what they were supposed to be doing is fighting segregation and apartheid. The way they used to pledge people in the frats was brutal. So if Sheriff Bubba caught you, you wouldn't tell on everybody when you got tortured by the Klan.
So how did you get in?
Brutal.
Brutal. What, can you explain that part, or that's a secret too?
It was brutal. It's no secret.
So
I could hardly walk for 2 or 3 days afterwards. And that was 55 years ago.
Were you jumped in, or were you touched in?
What?
Were you jumped in or touched in?
You got punched, you got beaten, you got put through some physical tests.
His lips just say touched. You saw that?
They do with Navy SEALs now. They did.
An Eastern Star.
See, the point is, it's like, okay, right down here in Memphis.
Is Dana Eastern Star? She looked like one.
They called some black folks from Memphis. Withers, who was a cop, also a photographer. A.W. Willis, a lawyer. Russell Sugarman,
is who an Eastern Star?
She's Eastern Star.
Withers. See, the point is, it's like, okay, right down here in Memphis.
Is Dana Eastern Star? She looked like one.
They called some black folks from Memphis. Withers, who was a cop, also a photographer. A.W. Willis, a lawyer. Russell Sugarman, a lawyer. Both of them were alphas. they went down to Mississippi. Ernest Withers took 8 rolls of film of Till's body. He didn't develop them. 4 rolls were given to Sugarman, 4 to Willis. Their assignment was to get to Illinois, get the film developed, and get it to the Illinois governor so they could get Till's body out of Mississippi. Well, Willis got caught, and he told me how badly he got tortured for about 12, 14 hours, and how glad he was that he had had the experience of pledging so he could resist it. He escaped, and he and Sugarman got the film to a Walgreens in Illinois, got it developed, and then to the governor of Illinois, who demanded Till's body back. And Till's mother, whom I have met on several occasions and had long conversations with, told me how she deliberately did not have a closed casket funeral so people could see what they did to her son.
So you telling me that you were also in talks with the person that was involved in what was going on with Till?
You can't have an allegiance with 2 ideologies and be loyal to both. Yep, exactly. That's why I tell people, black people that's in the LGBTQ, you can't have the rainbow flag and the way back green flag. You can't be indigenous and African.
Yes.
And he got away with it through joining?
No, he had joined a frat. And the pledging was hard back then.
Okay.
And he tells me he was able to resist the torture that the White Citizens Council and the local sheriff did to him, and because not
he already
tell
had
where
stripes
everybody
coming
was because of that. I can see
that was his stripe. So that was his stripe. So he didn't have to go through
people to see if you could deal with the real deal. In other words, would you cop out and tell on everybody, or could you resist it? If
so they
you couldn't resist it, you didn't get made. Because we didn't want you.
Okay.
They don't do that now.
They don't do that now. So what they do now?
Social. I don't know what they do. They don't do that kind of brutal pledging.
Oh. Okay. So you don't go back and talk to them, or
I talk.
Have meetings?
Yes, I've had meetings. I tried to explain them, but it's not the same. See, back when there was this association when if you did certain things, you were interested in being what they used to call a race man. In other words, you were interested in black people.
I thought you said they had nothing against black people.
I'm talking about the black friends. And no,
right.
Masonry has nothing against black people. Probably a very high percentage of people in the world who are Masonic, or what you would call black, or African, or somebody other than Anglo-Saxon.
Okay.
They even have Jews who are Masonic.
Of course. I mean, a lot of those people were against the Catholics anyway, right?
Right.
Who were Masonic.
Right, Dane.
But prior to that, they were against the Catholics, correct?
They were definitely against Catholicism.
Masonic. They have Hindus who are Masonic. They have practitioners of Zen Buddhism who are Masonic.
Benjamin Banneker, Frederick Jones, Granville Woods, George Cook, William Richardson. I could name a bunch of them. And I'm surprised you don't know Holbert. But
so that's how Granville T. Woods was able to sue for the that white boy Edison for the invention of the camera. Because I was wondering, like, how did he take it to the Supreme Court when back then black folks was having a hard time going to the Supreme Court unless they was trying to go to the Supreme Court to fuck white hoes. Didn't know he was a Mason. It makes sense, huh? And Frederick Johnson.
Okay.
Wow.
That's interesting. I can't believe that he put that out there. He did say a lot, though. Okay, he did say a lot. But, I mean, with him talking about the Emmett Till situation, I'm surprised that he put that out there.
Why are you surprised I put that out there?
Well, are you able to do that because he's dead now?
No, I had long conversation with his mother on several occasions. She used to come up to Memphis. Very courageous.
Did you tell her that you knew the person that did it?
No, I didn't know the person that actually killed Till. No, I didn't know them.
But I thought you said he was involved.
I knew the people who were involved in getting the pictures out of Mississippi well.
So it was a big group that worked together. No, it wasn't
a big group. There were two
people
that got them up out of there. Withers took the pictures, and Russell Sugarman, then attorney, later judge, and A.W. Willis, then attorney, got the pictures or the undeveloped film out of Mississippi.
Why was that any of their business to do that if they weren't involved?
Because it was a young black man who got lynched, and at that point in time, conscientious black men who were professionals were about the business of ending that mess. See, segregation was not choice. It was getting told on penalty of harm what you could and could not do. Some of us wouldn't go along with that, but it was always omnipresent.
That's the brotherhood. You basically what they're doing is they're having each other's back. That's the brotherhood. They all work together in that sense. Okay. So he just gave an example.
In segregation. And segregation is not the same. Desegregation is not the same as integration.
Why did you need to?
Was having to travel at night and sleep in the woods or at a colored motel during the day because it wasn't safe to travel during the day.
But why wasn't it safe when it wasn't that many white folks out here during that? In other words, okay, look. Why do we have
that many white folk out?
Hold on. Let me rephrase.
The back seat of my car, my old man was driving, and we were coming across country, coming from Tuskegee Institute to Jackson, Tennessee, and some white folks shot at the car. They were shooting at my old man. They missed him, and it went through the back door, and it hit a Coke bottle that was sitting on a tray next to me and broke it.
I want to mention this because this is one of the main problems that we have amongst our community right now. Where do you think our people would be right now if we didn't go off of your culprit's idea of going through desegregation?
If you still had segregation?
If we still had segregation,
we wouldn't be having right now conversation because they wouldn't allow it.
You sure about that? How will we ever know? That's your assumption.
Because segregation was like what they were doing to the Jews in Germany.
Which was?
Wasn't nice being Jewish in Germany prior to World War II.
Now, you're making the correlation without actually making it stick. The reason why I'm stating all of that is because our ancestors at that time, prior to us even voting, already had our own homes, our own lands.
You didn't have your own home,
businesses,
your own land. You got allowed to live where they let you live.
No,
that's not true. White folks live where we let them live.
No, you couldn't come out of there.
That's not true. Now he's lying.
On the West Coast and in the North, yes, some areas. But
no, in the South,
for example.
Nah, come on, man. Definitely in
Chicago, named after an Indian man.
Had a campus in Chicago, and they still had official segregation. Black students couldn't live certain places and couldn't eat in certain cafeterias.
So tell you what, so Joe Louis was wrong? Joe Louis was wrong?
How?
Because he said that his family owned farms, acres of land in rural Alabama, and as soon as you guys wanted to decide to desegregate and go register to vote to become a first-class citizen, all of it was gone, right? You went against your parents.
That had anything to do with desegregation.
Yes, it does.
Might have had to do with the fact that some family member decided to sell his share. That's not true. And I worked on that 40 years ago.
That's not true.
Congressional committee when it was different. Loss of air property in the South.
If that was the case, then why all of a sudden, as soon as our people decided to become citizens, first-class citizens, all of this stuff was removed? Everything, farms, land, acres and acres, and actually I have the paperwork right in front of me where it was over 250 million acres of land.
Segregation dead in 1954.
That's actually the correct date. Now,
has been, what is it? 77
decolonization.
67 years.
Decolonization is the same as desegregation. They're the same thing.
A lot has happened, including black folk going off and not dealing with securing the interest they already had.
Yeah, but why would they need to in order to submit to this government? Why do we have to submit to this government?
There is adversity. Humans are always trying to get an angle on each other. Sometimes.
But if it was people that had no idea, listen, if it was people that had no idea about racism, what does that have to do with them?
Everybody knew about racism.
No. That's a lie. Not everybody knew about racism.
No.
Not everybody. That's a lie.
Like when you got
he's one of them. He's our enemy.
Only.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Even in Los Angeles, California.
Listen, we ain't talking about the West Coast right now.
They had apartment.
We ain't talking about the West Coast right now. Nah, man. Listen, we ain't talking about
no Irish.
No. Not a lot of people knew about racism. Not a lot of people experienced the same thing, even during that time period of the 1960s. I have
talking about 1960s. I'm talking about the 1950s.
Even during the 1960s and the 1950s. What's the difference? 10 years. The 1950s, where was the racism? Because
he had to stop and think about it. Yeah, okay. That's enough for right now. I'm going to come back with part 3. He said, what was the racism in 1950s? He said, oh my goodness. Yeah, he is letting him have it, man. After he got over the initial drill, and that's why I wasn't saying much, because after he got over the initial drill and the cursing and the defamatory, him defaming Dane and talking about flat earth, and once he started really once he became passive aggressive, once Dane got passive aggressive with him, then he started to snatch answers from him that he wasn't. If he is a Mason, he's the bad one, because he ain't supposed to be saying shit. He's not even supposed to acknowledge that he's a Mason. But okay, child. All right. This is blaquespan, and we're gonna be back to go through the rest of this. Remember, this is gonna be a 4-part series, so we'll be back for part 3 in maybe like an hour or so. Thank you for looking at blaquespan. Like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you go subscribe to Dane Calloway and Chief Bethy. I'm gonna put both their pages in the comment section. Love you guys and have a wonderful one. And I'll see you in about an hour for part 3. Because he's about to start drilling again. That's why I stopped. Because now it's about to get again. Okay. It's blaquespan, and I'm out.